On the night of December 2nd, 1984, hundreds of thousands of people in central India went to sleep next door to an active industrial complex. This was the Union Carbide pesticide manufacturing plant in the city of Bhopal. Inside this facility, the company stored large quantities of a chemical called methyl isocyanate, or MIC. The bulk of it sat inside a massive storage vessel known as Tank 610. MIC is highly reactive and extremely toxic. To keep it stable in a liquid form, it requires exact, continuous temperature and pressure controls. The disaster at Bhopal was the result of a chain of systemic failures and neglected safety barriers, where each individual failure made the final outcome more likely. Sometime during that night, water made its way into Tank 610. While the exact method of entry remains a point of controversy between investigators and the company, the chemical reality of what followed is well documented. Water and MIC react violently on contact. They trigger what is called an exothermic reaction. The mixture begins generating its own intense heat, which causes the surrounding chemicals to react even faster. Because Tank 610 was a sealed vessel, that rapid rise in heat created an uncontrollable spike in internal pressure. By this point, the physical reaction was irreversible. Only the plant's mechanical safety barriers stood between that mounting pressure and the city outside. The extreme internal pressure completely overpowered the tank's physical limits, forcing the main pressure relief valve to violently burst open. The escaping gas rushed toward a vent gas scrubber, designed to neutralize toxic emissions, but the equipment was unmaintained and unavailable. The gas then flowed toward a flare tower built to safely burn off excess chemicals. That system was also out of service. With the mechanical barriers down, the final line of defense was the plant's emergency response plan, but these systems did not account for protecting the surrounding civilian community. A massive cloud of uncontained methyl isocyanate blasted into the atmosphere, settling over the sleeping city. Residents woke up to severe eye irritation, choking, and vomiting as the toxic gas flooded through homes and narrow streets. The disaster occurred because every safety layer, from containment and chemical scrubbers to flares and emergency plans, was either ineffective or unavailable. Government figures cite an immediate death toll of about 5,200 people. Other historical estimates place eventual deaths between 15,000 and 20,000, with hundreds of thousands more suffering permanent health problems from exposure. In 1989, Union Carbide and the Indian government reached a $470 million settlement. Advocacy and survivor groups have challenged this amount for decades, arguing it was insufficient for the scale of the damage. The site remains an environmental issue today. As recently as January 2025, crews were still moving 337 metric tons of toxic waste from the old site to a disposal facility. The disaster demonstrates that cost reduction and deferred maintenance must never compromise safety-critical controls or emergency response systems. A safety system is only as strong as all of its barriers working together. You can never depend on a single line of defense.